I can't hear him.
Hello, everyone. Welcome
Here or
to our session with Phil Wong and Patricia. So I'll give a brief introduction to Phil first, and Phil will do it, and then Patricia will speak about her startup, and before that, I will introduce Patricia also. Phil is
Hey everyone, it's Phil. I'm having some trouble
Phil
hearing. Oh, sorry, Avinash.
from New York. And he did his undergrad from Georgetown University.
Hey Avinash, I'm having some trouble hearing you, so I'll just go ahead and share my screen and get into it. Yeah, everyone who's joining, thank you for having me, and definitely let me know if you have any trouble seeing my screen or hearing my audio, or seeing me for that matter, though that's probably the least important of those three. Great. Cool. Awesome. So yeah, I'm Phil. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Misfit Foods. And at Misfit, we're trying to build the very first family of products that are uniting meat and veggies. And so this is truly a burgeoning time for the plant-based space, which is awesome in so many respects. The scale of challenge facing animal protein in our food industry is like totally unprecedented. And I think even in the last few months, we've seen that drawn into sharp relief. And so, it really seems like in the last year or two, everyone and their mother has launched a plant-based meat product. However, I think in all this conversation on eating less meat, there's an opportunity to actually have products that are less meat rather than meat less. And so the sort of fundamental insight around that for us was that 66% of Americans have tried to eat less meat in the last 3 years, but only 9% of those folks went vegetarian, which is a clear indication that there's this big chasm between, on the one hand, people wanting to switch things up, and on the other hand, people being ready to go cold turkey. And so, we're gonna have an entire family of products, but our first product is a line of sausages that are half veggies and spices and half humanely raised chicken. And in this whole conversation around less meat, for us, the flip side of that is more veggies. And there are a ton of benefit to having more veggies in our products, namely, more vibrancy, more color, more flavor even. And certainly on the nutritional side, there are quite a few benefits as well. So our sausages have about 30% less sodium and 40% less cholesterol than your typical chicken sausage. I started Misfit with my co-founder, Dave, and I've been running the show for a couple of years now. And we actually started Misfit under very different pretenses. So we started off as a cold pressed juice company that was trying to fight food waste. And so after a couple of years, we realized that we didn't quite have, we had, product impact fit, but we didn't have product market impact fit. And so, in that and spending so many years developing a veggie-based supply chain, we saw an opportunity to take what we knew in, sourcing veggies and using veggies and in putting forward a veggie-forward product and brand and applying that in a space that really hadn't seen that before, which in our case, of course, is meat. So started the company actually as a student at Georgetown. And so, any success that we've had up till now and certainly in the future is not because, I'm some kind of magician, but rather because we have some really wonderful folks in our corner. And at Misfit, we like to think of ourselves as perpetual students in that way. And so, count ourselves really lucky to have people in our corner like the Chobani Incubator. We are in their first cohort. Luke from Luke's Lobster, which was one of the Whole Food Suppliers of the Year in 2019. Zweigels, which is a 5th generation sausage manufacturer, and Harmless Harvest, one of the co-founders, is one of our investors. And they're a really great example for a socially driven CPG business, scaling over the last, say, 10 years or so. So we've had our products in market for about 10 months, and it's been in many ways a very deliberate journey to get here, but in other ways a true whirlwind. And so that journey started off in a little over a year ago. So after we had the idea to combine meats and veggies, we just asked ourselves, is there a way to actually make this product? And most importantly, will consumers actually buy that product? So we went to a very small co-packer, made a tiny batch of sausages, and brought those sausages to a natural grocer in DC and sold our sausages for about a weekend. And in that weekend, we sold more products than any other brand had sold in that entire month. And so that's when we knew that we were onto something. And so over the next few months, we really put our heads down at getting the supply chain ready and getting our products ready. We had a ton of different colors, varieties, the good, the bad, and the ugly of product development. And then come July, we were ready for a soft launch. And so, we're based here in New York. We soft launched with Food Kick, who's a really wonderful company, certainly serving the community, very intensely during coronavirus. And so what they do is same-day delivery of groceries in New York City. And we've been #1 in the category since our launch in July of last year. Come about October of last year, Imperfect Foods came calling. And we thought it was a perfect opportunity to partner with a mission-aligned business to roll our sausages nationally. So we're now distributing with them to over 30 cities across the country. And then December, we were named one of the best new products of 2019 by Nosh, which is a CPG trade publication. And then finally, in January of this year, we launched in about 100 stores at Whole Foods across 12 states, so spanning from New Jersey to Georgia. I think an indication of kind of where the conversation around less meat and blended products is at is by the earned media and the attention that blended products have gotten. And so in 2020, we've been lucky to be featured in publications like Modern Farmer, Vogue, NBC, and Today. But of course, that's all about sausages, and sausages are really just the starting point. They're certainly not the finish line. We're going to have a platform of products that include Thai curry carrot meatballs and beet kimchi burgers and butternut squash chicken nuggets, which I very much hope to name Butter Nugs. Would definitely appreciate any up or down votes on that name in the comments. And most importantly, by 2025, we're going to be reducing meat consumption by 12.5 million pounds a year, which is the equivalent of 63 million pounds a year less CO2 in the atmosphere, and 100,000 Americans having their meat consumption. So really excited to be with you all. We'd love to take any questions you have, and certainly would love to chat with anybody who's interested in, not just the future of protein, but also with what consumers can do to start reducing their consumption right now. And thanks so much for having me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We've got one question so far. I've seen your well-designed ads on my Instagram feed. how do you think about marketing, and how has that helped you reach your target market?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, in marketing product development and really the ethos that we've tried to infuse throughout the entire company is being customer centric, which is to say, sure, it's really important through marketing to reach people and make sure they know about your products. But I think it really needs to be a dialectic. For any modern brand to survive, they need to understand what their consumers want and really what their consumers need, because tastes are changing rapidly. And even the last 2 months, the consumer landscape has changed dramatically. And so, frankly, I'm not sure that we do such a great job of getting our name out there. But what we do try to do is really engage thoughtfully with our community to make sure that we're not just trying to, push products onto people, but, use our marketing to create better products for those consumers.
Awesome. That sounds great. I also just added a quick poll about butter nugs. You might be able to get 200 plus votes one way or another, which might be helpful. One more question about your target market before we move on. How are you thinking about them? Are they home cooks, and are you planning on targeting restaurants, hotels, or other segments?
Yeah, so the sort of consumer target market that we've seen the most resonance with has really been, there have been 3 demographics. So the first is actually parents, which, I think is, again, a lesson to listen to your customers, in the sense that no one on our team is a parent. And yet I think parents have really taken, have gone a long way with our product and wanting to deliver kale or sweet potato or squash, which are the primary veggies we use, to their kids, but not knowing how to do so in a way that their kids are going to like. So that's one. Another is, just busy professionals who want a really quick and easy meal. It's nice because you can just kind of throw together our sausages with, say, a pasta or a rice and have a quick and nutritious meal in like 10 minutes. And then the last is people who really are looking intentionally to reduce their meat consumption. And of course, those folks in our products have something that really isn't out there on the market. So, broadly, again, we're trying to listen to our consumers, and those are the 3 types of consumers whom we've seen the most resonance with.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the pitch and the Q&A. And now let's switch over to Patricia and Patch Organics. Hey, Patricia.
Hello.
You want to share your screen? We're getting a little bit of feedback from your mic. Sounds a little windy over there, possibly. I don't know. Any luck with sharing the screen?
It's about halfway through. It's loading.
All right. Well, while that's loading, you're welcome to kind of start talking about Patch Organics if that's helpful, or we can hold on for a sec too.
Is there another way I can start? So I see it says share screen, and so your entire screen, and then application window, and then Chrome tab. So it could take another minute to load up.
Why don't you go ahead and just talk a little bit about Patch Organics, and I'll see if I can I'll email your colleague Gil, and maybe I can snag the slides and put them up if you want to start talking about Patch.
Okay. So, well, thank you for this opportunity, and thank you for everyone who's listening in. I'm super excited to be here and part of the conversation. I'm Patricia, founder of Patch Organics. At Patch, we make allergen-friendly pumpkin seed milk for people with food sensitivities, dietary restrictions, as well as health-conscious consumers everywhere with discerning palates. Our product tastes good too. We're a leader in the use of pumpkin seeds, which are known to be allergen-friendly, nutrient-rich, and with a lower environmental impact. And our patch milk is also lactose-free, cholesterol-free, and gluten-free. So about me, I have always had a passion for health and nutrition, and I discovered yoga at a very young age, and I adopted a vegetarian diet as a way of maintaining balance. And today I teach yoga and meditation. I'm a holistic health counselor. I graduated from the integrative nutrition program. I'm also a vegan cookbook author, author of the Chakra Mantra Cookbook, which has been life-changing for me. The book is about my yogic lifestyle, including years of intense study of Buddhism in New York and in Japan. And then my beverage journey began several years ago in a commercial kitchen, making juice cleanses, healthy snacks, soups, and salads to a small but loyal following. One of my biggest customers, Gil Kernan, he loved the mission so much, he became a full partner to help us commercialize and pivot us to milk alternatives. Unfortunately, we're not going to get any of our beautiful pictures, and we worked so hard to get them all, but it's just my faith. So why pumpkin seed milk? Gil and I were approached by a large wholesale coffee roaster in New York who proposed we come up with a sustainable solution in a milk alternative and something that their almond milk lovers would enjoy as well. They were concerned about the drought situation in California, and 98% of the almonds are grown, as you may know, in California and need a ton of water. This is how pumpkin seed milk was born. Gil and I began making weekly deliveries, selling our pumpkin seed milk like crazy. We had a wonderful validated proof of concept by delivering to all 8 of their locations. And then we added in 4 additional flavors for grab and go. We expanded into the health food stores and a few supermarkets with great sell-through success. And this is when Gil and I realized we had something special and that we had to become scalable. And as a result, we outgrew our commercial kitchen. So today, what I would like to talk to you about is a problem in the dairy and vegan milk sector. And then our solution, our competitive advantage, and our and why invest. The dairy industry is challenged with declining sales and many bankruptcies of local dairy farmers. And some say the industry is collapsing, and there's a problem with oversupply, demographics, our aging population, health concerns, and the huge growth of milk alternatives. Big dairy isn't immune. For example, Dean Foods and Borden Dairy both filed for bankruptcy last year. The CFO of Borden attributed a large part of their decline to the emergence of plant-based milks. According to the SPINS data, plant milk accounts for 13% of all dollar sales of retail milk, and 37% of all households purchase plant milk, representing 45 million households. According to the Good Food Institute, plant milk is the most developed out of all plant-based categories. Today, consumers are more sophisticated. They want healthier, fresher, tastier options that are more sustainable and offer better nutrition. The plant-based global market is growing at a double-digit rate. But a problem exists, and many in the industry haven't solved that problem yet. And you'll see in the following slides that Patch Organics helps to fill this gap. There are a lot of plant milks out there that fall short in terms of allergens, nutrition, sustainability, and taste. And we set out to address all of these elements, and patch milk is the solution. So let's get into it. There are 8 major food allergens, including dairy and tree nuts, which are responsible for the most serious food allergy reactions. Most of the milk alternatives overlap these 8. According to the experts in the field, 32 million people in the US have food allergies. And that's 1 in 10 adults and 1 in 13 children. And 3.2 million people represents 1% of the US population that is affected by tree nuts, which include almonds and cashews. And then 65% of the human population is affected with, is lactose intolerant and most common in East Asian descent. So patch milk addresses these issues. So our team conducted a study, a plant-based study with 3 major universities, and concluded that nutrition plays a major part when choosing a milk alternative. Patch pumpkin seed milk is comparable to dairy with 6 grams of protein, which is 17% of the RDA. Pumpkin seed milk also contains 20% of the recommended daily allowance of calcium and vitamin D. It's also a good source of electrolytes for added hydration and for active lifestyles. Patch pumpkin seeds are naturally nutrient rich, and all of our extracts are 100% organic and plant-based. Solution, pumpkin seed milk. So as a result, move on to sustainability. Water being a valuable commodity on this planet, although it covers 70% of the planet, only 3% is fresh water, and most of that is unavailable, which results in 1.1 billion people in the world that lack access to fresh water. So 1 pound of pumpkin seeds uses 47% less water to grow than walnuts and 78% less than almonds. And pumpkin seeds are a byproduct of the pumpkin. Patch pumpkin seed milk is good for your belly. It's good for the planet. So to recap, Patch pumpkin seed milk is free of the 8 major allergens. We're nutritious. We have a great taste. All who have tasted love it. And we have a lower carbon footprint. So for our target market, initially is to focus on university students and health-conscious millennials. We brought a team of brilliant university interns on board to help research and attack the market. We've conducted an extensive survey and research, and we believe we're launching in a sweet spot for this type of product. Once schools get back in session, hopefully this fall, our plan is to broadly conduct taste testing versus the other plant milk alternative brands, and we hope Dartmouth will participate as well. The university market is 19 million full-time students, and 1 in 13 students has a food-related allergy. Our survey stats also say that students care about sustainability and animal welfare, and a good reason to switch. Health-conscious millennials who are part of the fit and healthy lifestyle will be our early adopters, and they care about health and sustainability, and many have expendable income. So our initial go-to-market strategy is D2C through Shopify and Amazon, and making the most of the quarantine and promoting our extended shelf life advantage. In addition, we'll be connecting on campus via place media with student ambassadors, student clubs, student athletes. We'll be using a subscription model in which we do bi-monthly deliveries at a discounted price. And we will also engage food bloggers and lifestyle and fitness bloggers. As life normalizes in phase 2 of our distribution strategy, on the right side of the page, we'll leverage our initial target market, health-conscious millennials, among others, in a B2B strategy through coffee shops, online convenience, cafeterias, and online delivery service. Can't wait for part 2. As far as, well, as a creative, I have surrounded myself with a strong business team. The Patch core team includes Gil Kernan and Suzanne Connor, who handle all the day-to-day operations. Our interns are a team of very intelligent young energy to help us grow, focusing on research, financial modeling, and social media. This group hit the ground running for us and led our survey work and now social media strategy. Our advisory team includes former industry leaders in CPG from Coca-Cola, Goodbelly, and Kroger's. My husband, Jeff, is a CPA and former CFO of JP Morgan, who has experience in building successful businesses in several industries. And my stepdaughter, Elizabeth, is a graduate of Brown and HBS, who has been a CMO at several startups and advises us on all things marketing. We are VC backed by Big Idea Ventures, a world-class plant-based food and bev accelerator with offices in New York and Singapore. During this program, we developed our packaging brand, identified our co-packer, our distribution channels, and we made many connections. We're very excited that BIV will continue to support our growth. So why invest with us? We have a unique and wonderful product that is a disruptor in the alternative milk space. We're first mover in using pumpkin seeds, and we're female founded. We have a strong team, seasoned advisors, rockstar family support, and world-class VC partner. We have IP in the form of 5 formulations and pipeline of product. We're currently raising $750,000 and feel confident we'll get to $3 million in revenue within 18 to 24 months. The raise will be used to primarily support brand awareness, distribution, and product development, as well as infrastructure and production. So please connect with us on social media, our website, Instagram, and Facebook. And as a group of VC Connecticut women recently proclaimed when announcing Patch had won their pitch competition, Patch is ready to hatch. So we invite you to come and join our mission. Thank you so much. And please scan the QR code with your mobile phone if you're interested in learning more about our brands. And the first 20 scans will receive a free sample. So thank you very much. And I hope you enjoyed the pitch, and don't hesitate to ask questions. And I'm open to answering any questions right now.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Patricia. I think we've got time for one quick question. So one of the commenters asked, are there plans to move beyond drink products, such as into yogurts or cheeses?
Yeah, so it's a great question, and very excited about that because we have our base flavors, and it lends itself to a line extension. So we have 5 formulations, which are amazing. Could make a great for yogurt, for ice cream, for other products that look forward to rolling out once our patch milks hit early, hopefully probably more like late summer, but we're on target to be there for the fall, which is our season to shine.
Awesome. Okay. And one more quick question. Where do you source your pumpkin seeds? It sounds like you go through a lot of them. So I think the audience was just kind of curious where you get so many.
Sure. So yeah, the pumpkin seeds, they are readily available and they're grown all over the world. However, the best pumpkin seeds are, I think most people agree, are from China. And we are very excited about pumpkin seeds. With, of course, we have other sources as we grow to have multiple sources. So we have We do have a contact upstate in New York, our very own state, organic-based pumpkin seeds. The problem is having enough of a supply to scale. So, but we're very happy with the seeds that come from China because they are the best.
Okay, awesome. Well, that sounds good. Thank you so much for your pitch and the Q&A.
Thank you
And
so much.
next up for the audience, we have Robo Frontier Ventures coming up in just a few minutes. So looking forward to seeing you there. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.